Unseen Justice calls for a spotlight on Derrick Clark Jr. story. By Darius Spearman, African Elements. Support African Elements at patreon.com/AfricanElements and hear recent news in a single playlist. Additionally, you can gain early access to ad-free video content. Introduction to Derrick Clark Jr.'s tragic end. Derrick Clark Jr.'s story is a stark reminder of the urgent need for change. On a day like any other in June 2022, Derrick, a 24-year-old black man, faced a tragic end at the hands of Oregon police. This incident isn't just about Derrick, it highlights a systemic problem. Racial profiling and police brutality continue to affect countless lives. Initially, police attempted to stop Derrick for a minor traffic violation. However, the situation quickly escalated. After a brief chase, officers shot him in the back. Shockingly, they did not provide aid. Instead, they mocked his lifeless body. The family's lawsuit against the officers reveals these horrifying details. Moreover, it accuses the police of not only failing to help Derrick, but also of disrespecting him after his death. Police officers in Oregon shot and killed a 24-year-old black man in the back and then, instead of providing medical care, mocked his lifeless body, threw explosives at him and sent a dog to attack his corpse, his family alleges in an updated lawsuit. AP News. The incident, a detailed look. The day Derrick Clark Jr. encountered Oregon police started with a routine stop. Officers flagged him for a minor traffic violation known as a wobble lane change. Derrick's decision not to stop immediately set off a chain of events. After a short chase, Derrick fled on foot. As he ran, he tossed a gun away from him, showing he was not a threat. However, officers shot him in the back 8 times. This excessive use of force has raised many questions. Following the shooting, officers' actions took a shocking turn. They not only refused to provide aid but also mocked Derrick's lifeless body. This behavior was both inhumane and against their duty to serve and protect. The officers laughed, chewed tobacco, made jokes, and talked about the boy being dead. The root. Furthermore, the lawsuit alleges misuse of police resources. Officers deployed a heat sensor drone and explosives near Derrick, treating the scene with disturbing levity. Such actions paint a grim picture of the officers' disregard for human life. Legal responses and community outcry. The legal system's response to Derrick Clark Jr.'s death was swift but disappointing to many. A Clackamas County grand jury decided not to charge the involved officers. This decision sparked a significant community response. People were outraged. They demanded justice for Derrick and called for systemic change. This case became a focal point for broader discussions on police accountability. Furthermore, the Oregon Department of Justice emphasized that the grand jury's role was limited. They only assessed potential criminal charges, not civil liabilities or departmental policies. Still, this clarification did little to quell public frustration. An Oregon State Police trooper and a Clackamas County Sheriff's detective were cleared of wrongdoing. KGW. In response, the community rallied. Demonstrations near Clackamas Town Center drew attention to the need for justice for victims of police shootings and significant police reform. On June 26, demonstrators turned out near Clackamas Town Center to protest Clark's fatal shooting. KGW. The outcry was not just about Derrick, it was a stand against a recurring pattern of injustice. This movement aimed to transform grief into action, pushing for policies that ensure fair treatment for all. The lawsuit, seeking accountability. Derrick Clark Jr.'s family took a firm stand following his death. They filed a lawsuit to demand accountability from the police officers involved. The lawsuit alleges severe misconduct, including mockery of Derrick's lifeless body. It paints a harrowing picture of the officers' disregard for human dignity and life. Moreover, the lawsuit claims that the officers used excessive force. Derrick, shot in the back while unarmed and fleeing, posed no threat. Yet, the response was lethal. This act raises critical questions about the use of force and the need for police reform. Had appropriate aid been provided, Mr. Clark could have survived. The root. Additionally, the lawsuit details the aftermath of the shooting. Officers allegedly used a heat sensor drone and explosives near Derrick's body, actions that show a shocking lack of respect. This behavior not only violated departmental policies but also human decency. This lawsuit is a pivotal moment in the fight for justice. It seeks not only damages but also systemic change. The family's courage in filing this lawsuit underscores a critical demand for accountability. They want to ensure that future incidents are met with the seriousness and respect they deserve. Reflections on systemic issues and the path forward. Derrick Clark Jr.'s tragic death illuminates systemic issues within our society. It exposes a reality where racial profiling and police brutality persist, deeply affecting communities. This case forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about racial injustice and the need for profound police reform. Additionally, it highlights the crucial role of accountability in building trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve. Moreover, Derrick's story is a call to action. It urges us to advocate for policies that prioritize de-escalation, transparency, and respect for human life. We must demand changes that ensure no family endures what Derrick's family has faced. This involves supporting movements like Black Lives Matter and initiatives aimed at reforming policing practices. As we reflect on this case, let's also envision a path forward. A path where justice and accountability are not just ideals but realities. We have the power to effect change. By engaging in informed discussions, participating in peaceful protests, and voting, we can shape a more just future. Derrick's legacy can inspire us to work towards a society where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. About the author. Darius Spearman is a professor of Black Studies at San Diego City College, where he has been pursuing his love of teaching since 2007. He is the author of several books, including Between the Color Lines, A History of African Americans on the California Frontier through 1890. You can visit Darius online at africanelements.org.